Hello and welcome to Evan Everything TV. 2 days ago we got the NBA draft lottery results and there were some big winners and of course some unfortunate losers. Today I'm bringing you this quick video to address how these franchises are doing with recent news. Pistons are the biggest winners of course since they won the draft. Operation Fate for Cade was a success. Detroit had Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart make the all-rookie team. They also had Killian Hayes, who played well at the end of the year. Add Cade to the mix of that talent and you'll be seeing Detroit in the play-in tournament at least, especially since Jeremy Grant emerged as a great scoring threat. So yeah, things are looking good in Detroit. Houston, we have no problems. Okay, they have one. Do you draft Mobley or Green? Which is a good problem to have. I feel like Mobley fits in Houston alongside Christian Wood. At this point, with how Kevin Porter Jr. played at the end of the season, get Houston any type of talent and they should be okay if they draft Green. I'm just worried about the fit. Wood wants the ball, so does KPG. Adding Green to that would be wonky, but who knows. At this point, they need any type of talent. Cleveland needed something to fix whatever they got going on, and this is it. I thought this team had stuff figured out, but I don't know, the Cavs confuse me. Their players will have stretches of games where they look good, and other nights they're just awful. If they land Green, I feel like they would trade Sexton for sure. They could also take Suggs, but once again, one of the guards would have to be moved. So Cleveland has a lot of options in the top three, so you can't really go wrong. The Toronto Raptors, how did they sneak in here? The Raptors will get the last player out of the big four, and most Raptors fans think that will be Suggs. What I wonder is if you draft Suggs, is Gary Trent Jr. still in the future plans? Because the fit would be odd. It would be the same situation he was in Portland with three guards starting. Now the Raptors' three guards would play better defense, but offensively there would be drawbacks. The Orlando Magic went from winners to losers in about a few seconds. You could tell by their reps' reaction. I'm on the fence about putting them on the losers list though. They still have 2 lottery picks. Also, Cole Anthony turned out to be good, especially in high pressure situations. They definitely will not be making the playoffs next year. Main focus is still finding a coach at this point. As for who they should draft, they need another sleeper pick like Cole Anthony, and they have 2 shots at doing that. Big oof for the Thunder. It went all bad for the Thunder. They did the most blatant tank job of all time, and Adam Silver was having none of it. This team will have its time to shine in the draft, just not this one. OKC still has every pick in existence after this year. They also have Kemba on the roster now, so tanking got a little more difficult. Wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder make a draft day deal, so watch for that. The Golden State Warriors are looking good right now. 2 lottery picks, Poole is playing well, Steph looks like the MVP Steph, and of course Clay is returning. I could see the Warriors going after another big since the ones they have can't stay healthy. They also need a backup point guard, which I thought would be Jeremy Lin, but they just gave up on my guy. Anyway, the Warriors, as we've seen, don't need much to do damage, so whoever they draft will help. The Kings are automatically in the losers section, and it has nothing to do with the draft order. It's because as I'm recording this, Luke Walton and his you-know-what still has a job. This front office is breaking records for incompetence. Imagine if they hadn't lucked into Halliburton. The roster is full of guys who either don't want to be there or shouldn't be there. Buddy Hield, Bagley, and Walton all need to go before the Kings can even think about being good. Swin Cash told the whole story here, but honestly the Pelicans really could have used a top 4 pick. This team needs that third guy. Similar to the Kings, their front office is getting exposed. As a Pistons fan, I knew Stan Van Gundy was not a good fit for the Pelicans. I personally hope he goes back to broadcasting. He was perfect doing that. But the main point is that you brought a coach in that has a specific system, 1 in, 4 out, then you gave him no players to run that system. I'm sorry, but last time I checked, Steven Adams isn't a sniper, Bledsoe isn't a sniper, and Lonzo can shoot the 3, but I wouldn't describe him as a sniper. That's not on Stan Van Gundy. This roster didn't fit the system, and it didn't fit Zion. The Pelicans need to draft a 3-and-D guy, that is all. Not much to say here about the Hornets. They did all their work last draft. If Hayward would have stayed healthy, they would have made the playoffs. I feel like the best thing they can do is trade their pick. Charlotte already has a ton of talented young players. At this point, they need more vets, so they need to do more work in free agency. It doesn't matter where the Spurs end up, whoever they pick will be a solid NBA player. If you need examples, White and DeJounte Murray were both 29th picks overall. Kyle Anderson, who helped lead the Grizzlies to the playoffs, was drafted 30th. Spurs know how to draft and develop talent, so they're automatically winners. The Pacers franchise has no direction at all. The coach they fired, Nate McMillan, is currently leading the best playoff run we've seen in years. And the coach they replaced him with was fired and imploded the team on his way out. I guarantee the 13th pick is not going to fix this. The Pacers are that team that always makes the playoffs but never contends for titles. Now you see why that is. The front office does just enough to get by, and now all the coasting just blew up in their face. Taking into consideration that their team wasn't healthy, with Warren and LeVert missing time, I'm sure the Pacers will be in the playoffs like usual, but do nothing while they're there like usual. The Chicago Bulls and the Minnesota Timberwolves both lost their picks, but I wouldn't call them losers just yet. Both still have a ton of talent on their rosters. They just weren't healthy during this year. Both these teams could make the playoffs and at worst make the play-in next year. Alright, and that wraps up this one. Most of the teams, whether they are losers or winners, at this point has something to still cheer for. It really speaks to the talent of the NBA now, where every team has at least 2 promising players to give their teams hope. Every draft has that player teams missed, and that player could be on your roster. That's it for this one. Leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to hear more.